We are getting closer, just ever so slightly closer, to declaring the Mexican drug cartels the terrorists they are. Specifically, today, the feds went after the Sinaloa cartel with new sanctions. But a little bit is like closing the gates once the horses are already out. More precisely, the cartel's foothold in America makes sanctions now a nuisance rather than existential crisis for the cartel strongman like Ismael Garcia, Jesus Guzman Salazar, Chapo's son, Ivan Guzman Salazar, another one of El Chapo's sons. Collectively, they are known as Los Chapitos. The cartels now run an operation with the efficiency of FedEx. Their expansion in Montana tells the story. In 2019, law enforcement seized 1,900 fentanyl pills in Montana. In 2022, that number increased 10,000% to 206,000, almost 207,000 fentanyl pills. Montana's Attorney General, Austin Knudsen, is here. Good to see you, Mr. Attorney General. We appreciate it. We are to think that it's not that law enforcement has just gotten that much better at seizing fentanyl pills. The cartels are pumping 10,000% more fentanyl pills into Montana.
Yeah, it's absolutely the latter there, Leland. You're spot on there. This isn't a matter of we're just gotten better at policing. We know through very specific intelligence that the Mexican drug cartels are flooding our states. And I can't speak for my neighbors, but I'll speak for Montana. You said it yourself. I was a prosecuting attorney here, a county attorney, just 4 short years ago. And I can think of one fentanyl case that we had. Fentanyl has absolutely exploded now. The majority of our cases are fentanyl. Our seizures, I mean, the 10,000 number is just staggering. But that's we see that in the field. I mean, we used to make seizures
look, there's no business. Look, Silicon Valley would love to grow a business 10,000% in 2 years or 3 years. It's unheard of in the business world. That's what these cartels. There's businesses that have basically turned into narco states and armies. You think about the cartel leadership. No sanction's going to make a difference. They respectfully think that the seizures in Montana are a blip, a cost of doing business, shrinkage, if you will, on their shelves. Is it possible to prosecute a war on fentanyl, a war on drugs, without actually having a real war by the federal government on the cartels, on their turf, on their terms?
I don't know how we're ever going to stop this and turn this around if we don't. I think that's where we are at this point. That's why you've seen me and a bunch of my colleagues ask for these cartels to be designated as terrorist organizations. They are flooding our country with poison. There's just no nice way to say that. This is domestic terrorism. It's international terrorism. And I think it's time the Biden administration got really serious about it. And again, that's why we've asked for that designation. I think we have to do it.
To be fair, the Trump administration didn't do it either. Nobody has, and nobody's been willing to put the thumb screws to the Mexicans to make them deal with this. And they've sort of allowed the cartels to take over northern Mexico. At the same time, when you're arresting people and prosecuting them, does it make a difference, or is it a game of whack-a-mole because the cartel kingpins are in Mexico and untouchable?
Well, unfortunately, I tell people the best analogy I've got is that you're asking me to treat a bleeding gunshot wound with a Band-Aid. As long as that southern border is as wide open as it is, and as long as the cartels are able to operate as freely as they are, sure, I can arrest guys up here, but it is kind of whack-a-mole. I mean, they just keep pumping more and more drugs. These fentanyl shipments just keep getting huger and huger. I mean, it's nothing for us to intercept a load now with 10,000 tablets in a load. That was unheard of just a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
and now we're doing
I got 30 seconds. I just want to get you on this. And it's something people don't understand, but they need to, because we hear about how there's enough fentanyl in one of these shipments to kill X number of hundreds of people. And granted, we hear about a huge number of overdoses that happen from fentanyl, now the leading cause of death for people between 18 and 45 years old. But at the same time, the number of people who would be killed if people took all of these pills doesn't add up to the number of overdoses. And is it that there's a lot of people who have acquired not an immunity, but a tolerance to fentanyl and to these heavy narcotics?
Yes, that's exactly right. A lot of your users, a lot of your addicted people have a tolerance to it. It takes more for them to get high. The other real problem is quality control. You don't know what you're getting from one tablet to the next. It isn't like the cartels are doing a great job with QC here.
Yeah,
one
well,
tablet
they
might
also
have a ton of fentanyl.
Yeah.
One have very little.
No, and at the same time, they don't really have. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.